video upload. I'm going old school. I'm going with a gear review day today. Today we're talking about the Nikon Z6 with the 24mm f1.8 S lens, but it's super noisy in the Starbucks, so let's get it. All right, so let's get started real quick. The only camera I have for 2020 that's a real camera is this Nikon Z6, and I've got two lenses. I got the 50mm f1.8, and I just recently picked up the 24mm f1.8, and I want to address something before we get too far into this. You know, if you go online and read a lot of stuff about the camera systems you can buy into right now, you hear about how Sony's done a good job. They're on their 4th generation of cameras. They've flushed out their system. Now Canon has done a good job of putting out professional glass in the beginning, but their bodies, the camera bodies, well, they're not professional yet, right? So the Nikon Z6 has got a lot of flack for using XQD slots or one slot and putting out lenses that aren't professional. But if you ever talk to anybody that's used these Z-mount S lenses for Nikon, they'll all tell you that for the majority of them, they're very, very, very sharp and they're very good image quality. And so far, the two lenses I picked, which happen to be two of the best primes, hopefully that wind isn't too distracting, the 50-1.8 and the 24-1.8 has gotten amazing reviews online for sharpness and detail. And for me, it's a win-win because these 1.8 lenses, even though they're not super cheap, they're not as expensive. What Canon's putting out, these $2,000 and $3,000 lenses, I think my 50mm was $500, and then this one was like $900, which is kind of pricey. But 24mm is a fantastic focal length for photography if you're going to do some indoors in some, like, you know, churches or buildings. It's also a great lens for vlogging, and so that's why I picked it up. So right now I've got the Nikon Z6, got the 24mm f1.S lens, and I got an ND filter on the front of this so I can shoot at 50 frames per second, 24p, and I'm using the Rode Video Micro, which is probably not important to this conversation, but I want to check a couple of things because this is one of the only full frame offerings that has legit good IBIS, I think. Maybe Panasonic is good now. I don't think Sony's IBIS is very good. Canon is digital. And this has got some decent glass for it. So what I want to do is I want to take this on a quick little walk in this parking lot that people are staring at me. Man, this vlogging thing's weird. And I want to have you guys take a look at autofocus, image quality, stabilization, and basically give you guys a real world example if this is a good option or not for vlogging. Like I said, I got the ND filter in front at f1.8, so this is the most difficult situation for autofocus this camera will have to endure. I've got it set to AFF in video mode, which is autofocus full time, and I've got it on face tracking, so let's give it a try. Alright, so this is a walking, talking, vlogging test with this camera, with this lens. One thing that's kind of interesting I've been noticing as I've been doing some of this stuff, when you have it AFF mode, if you hit the focus ring on the lens, it goes into manual focus, and once you do that, the only way to get it back into autofocus is to go into the menu and put it back in AFF, I think. If somebody out there has used this camera and knows better, let me know, but right now I don't know how to engage full-time face tracking autofocus without having the focus ring be a quick button for manual, or quick option for manual focus. So anyways, as I'm walking around, hopefully this is keeping focus on my face. Everything is stabilized in the background. It's not doing any warpy stuff. It's super windy outside and I am walking, bouncing around. So let me know what you guys think. Does this look good? How's it doing? If I focus on my face here, if I go back here, does it keep me? Again, this is the shallowest depth of field with this ND filter on. It's probably the most difficult situation this camera will have to do in terms of autofocus and vlogging. Just want to give you guys a quick real-world example of this camera and what it can do. So let me go back and look at the footage. I'll make a few comments. Alright, I just had a chance to review the footage. Am I in focus here? I just had a chance to review the footage that I recorded, and overall, I think pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of that warpy stabilization stuff going on, but I think that's a lot less distracting than constantly shaky footage. So if I had to pick between the two evils, I would say that's the better one. I think Olympus obviously still owns that market, but they're a 4/3 sensor, which is much smaller and easier to stabilize than a full frame sensor. Anyways, it all works, guys. It works fantastic. There's no flip out screen on the Nikon Z6. That probably should be mentioned. But I'll be honest with you, on this ND filter I can see my reflection in the glass, and it helps me keep looking here instead of over there, which helps me connect with you guys more as I make eye contact with the lens, so it's probably a good thing. It's just I can't check framing, which is not great. But anyways, overall I think this is a win. I think the lens is fantastic, the autofocus works, and I think it looks good. So from my perspective, I'm happy in the vlogging aspect. For what I do, it works really, really well. Not to mention this camera with the latest update, you can get it sent in and do like ProRes RAW and 422 and 10-bit and blah, blah, blah. So if you wanted to ever go like next level with all that kind of stuff, you have the option right here in this camera. So there's no issues there whatsoever. Z6 plus 24mm f1.8 S Z-mount lens, I think is a winning combination for vlogging. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I told you guys I'd get back to the photography and the camera review stuff. So here it is. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.